Good morning. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Wednesdays. As you know, Wednesdays are our early release days. This is when you pick up your child at 2 o'clock instead of our normal release time at 2:50. Do you ever ask yourself, what happens on those Wednesdays? I know a lot of times students come and ask me that. So today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that. Wednesdays are a golden opportunity for our staff. It's time for them to get together as a group of professional educators and talk about the work that we do. A few years ago, we developed a system whereby we talk about different topics on each of the Wednesdays, and we revisit this as the year goes through. You might see this up on your teacher's classroom wall, and this is our system of Wednesday professional development. The first and the fourth Wednesday of every month are set aside for professional development, or PD as we call it. The teachers work together in professional learning communities, or PLCs, and they bring in student work, lesson plans, information or ideas, and they share that information together. This year we're doing something very exciting. We have set the teams up into triads, and the triads, or group of three, are working together to do that very same work. The idea behind that is vertical alignment. We want to make sure that all of the grade levels have an opportunity to learn from one another. Therefore, a particular triad, for example, you might have a K1 teacher that's in a triad with the 5th grade teacher and maybe the 8th grade teacher. They can learn from one another. The K1 teacher then starts understanding what is expected as the child progresses up through the grades, and the 8th grade teacher can have a deeper understanding of that foundation that is laid in the K1 or the 2-3 grades. So that's a very important aspect of what happens on those Wednesdays. They also bring in student work. They are then able to go through that student work and ask each other, what do you think? How did that lesson go? And lastly, we build in time for reflection. As practitioners, that's very critical. We need to give that gift of time so that the teachers are able to sit back, look at the information, think about what their colleagues shared with them, and reflect on how is that going to change my instruction when I go back into the classroom tomorrow. So that's a big part of those Wednesdays. Another one of the Wednesdays is assigned to a staff meeting. It's really important for us as a group of people to get together holistically and talk about what's going on campus. For example, our staff meeting yesterday, we talked about how did back to school night go. We really want to understand how these activities go and reflect on them so that we can plan for next year. So we're kind of going backwards so that we can go forwards. We also might be talking about upcoming events. So again, in yesterday's meeting, we were talking about the Halloween parade. I know that seems like such a long way away, but it's going to be here before we know it. We're also talking about parent conferences and how are things going with our students. The fourth Wednesday is also critical, and that is what I call the health of the organization. We have divided ourselves into 2 committees, equally important for that healthy organization. One committee is assigned to be in charge of our staff, and they are the Sunshine Committee. So we really believe that making sure people feel good about themselves is going to translate right down to making the kids feel that this is a happy and healthy place to come to school every day. So for example, the Sunshine Committee is doing something called positive affirmation. And we're asking each other to think about when you see a colleague doing something really neat for kids, write a little post-it, write a little note to them. And then we ask the people to keep those and think about how appreciated you are. The Sunshine Committee also does things like our Welcome Back Luncheon and any kind of events that we can celebrate. Again, wanting the staff members to feel good about this is a great place to work, because it is. The other committee is assigned to the students. That's our Positive School Climate. Very important. We really want kids to love coming to school, and we want them to feel excited about coming to school. So for example, last year's committee came up with the token rewards system. If you can remember, your student had a chain, and every time they did something good and noteworthy, usually aligned with character education, they might have got a little token. Again, we want our students to feel happy and good. So that's what that committee does. So that's what our 4 Wednesdays are all about. I hope this helps you understand why, and we do appreciate when you come and pick your child up at 2 o'clock. That time is golden to us, and we appreciate your support. This is Moments with Molly. Thank you, and have a great weekend.